I'm just looking through TikTok and seeing how many ways people can dilute themselves. It's comic gold, actually. So, out of curiosity, why are you doing Battle of the Magic Sky Daddy?
You must know it all, huh?
No,
You sound like a guy that's like super intelligent, way more intelligent than most people on TikTok.
no, I'm just me. I don't claim intelligence over really anybody.
Really? Oh, okay. So you just scrolling through TikTok, laughing at people because you feel like you have the truth and everybody else is just wasting their time.
No,
That
no,
doesn't
no.
entail that you have any
Oh,
intelligence
no,
or you're not superior than them or anything.
no, no, no.
Oh, okay.
See,
Man, you could have fooled me with that condescending tone. That's crazy.
the difference between me and theists, I think, is that they like to expand on their make believe and then claim it's God.
Mm. Mm. Okay. That's interesting. So you're an atheist?
No,
What are you?
I'm an agnostic.
Oh, you're an agnostic. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, right here I was asking Muslims, why are you not Christian? What made you want to come up?
Because I think that the idea that two Abrahamic religions fighting over the same God is it's comic gold.
Oh, okay.
Who
Why?
asked you?
Who asked you?
No. Answer her question. Who asked you?
You just did.
Who asked
No.
you that it was like who asked you to come up and let us know it's comical if you think it's comical?
Oh, nobody asked me. I decided to come in all by myself. It's what people do without a magic book.
Okay, look, you
What
wanna
do you
you
think
wanna I
about
could prove
yourself?
to you that our God is real by showing you magic. You want me to show you
You
magic?
can't. No, you can't.
I can show you magic right now. You want me to show you?
Oh, what? You're gonna drop me and claim God?
No, bro. No. Just look, watch this. Can you count down from 3 to 1?
Yeah.
Go ahead, do it.
No.
Just do it. I'll show you a magic trick.
No.
Okay, I'll do it. 3, 2,
Let me guess. You're gonna drop me.
1. Oh, look at that. You disappeared. That's crazy. Whew. How'd that happen? God's real.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hey.
So I have to admit, I did want to talk, and I haven't really been wanting to talk to too many people here because I'm not really the social type when it comes to this kind of thing. But seriously, the arrogance, I'm an atheist, and the arrogance of the fact that you say your religion's correct and every other religion or any other aspect or branch of your religion is wrong is the arrogance. Seriously?
Why would it
That's
be? Let me ask you
literally
something.
what's kind of killing the world right now is the
Hey,
arrogance and
Weasel.
ego of humanity.
Weasel.
And you're
Weasel.
perpetuating it.
Weasel. What if I was actually right though? The Christianity
It
is true.
doesn't matter. No. It doesn't matter. That doesn't mean anything. It's not about being right or wrong because it's actually unprovable. So
That's
the
your
fact
opinion
that
though.
something like that is unprovable means that it's arrogant to say that it is a definitive, all-around thing that you are right.
Okay. If you think it's improvable, but we don't, right? We think we can prove it. Now, if I'm right, hold
Do it
on.
right now. I'm here.
Hold on.
In front of me.
Hold
3, 2,
on.
1, go.
Hold on, Weasel.
I heard
Hold
you.
on. Cuz I want to argue what the point that you're bringing up.
Okay.
If I'm right and people are going to hell because of this, wouldn't it be the right thing to tell people?
No.
Why?
Absolutely not. That's like in my own opinion saying that hypothetically speaking, your devil is on the planet and people catch him and say that he just needs to be executed because he's the devil without due process. That's wrong. You need to put due process,
It's
and
not
that's
analogous.
just the way that has to be.
It's not
in a
analogous.
hypothetical situation.
It's not
So no, I
analogous.
don't agree with you.
It's not analogous. If people are following the wrong God and it takes them to hell after they die, wouldn't it be right to warn them?
Well, okay. If you want to put a hypothetical that you are correct and lay the arrogance down, okay, I will agree with that hypothetical for argumentative purposes.
Okay. So it's not a hypothetical. That's what's
Yes,
that's
it
what's
is.
actually going
A
on.
hypothetical and argument
So
considering
what's
that
that?
both of us
So let me
agree
ask you
on
this.
the
In the
same
hypothetical,
situation.
is
Okay.
it arrogant to do that?
In the hypothetical, hypothetical? Of course not.
Okay. So why is this not the same scenario?
Because it's uncompletely provable and it is your own personal belief. There are so many different religions that all strongly believe that they are there. Okay, here's one for you. Here's one. So you have way back when with really, really evil people that all killed in the name of their God or any of the other stuff around there. And you're just going to say, I know that all the religious things are, well, they followed an extremist or whatever the case. They didn't follow the true thing. I mean, Israel's fucking genociding everybody. And
Oh, I gotta drop you now.
nobody is.
I gotta drop you now, bro. Sorry.
Why are they coming up here? Like, why do they care so much about people who believe in God if they don't believe in God? Like, why are they so personal?
What's up?
Like, the prompt's not even for them.
What's up, Wesley? You Muslim?
No, I'm agnostic.
Dude, why are you guys like the topics for Muslims, bro?
You're like
I
lonely today or something.
just wanted to add on to what he said.
Why don't you guys go meet up and talk together?
Please, like, make an atheist live, please. Like, he specifically put Muslims up today. Like, my goodness, no respect. And then they come up here and yap about what they think we believe and how dare us be so arrogant to believe in God. Okay, so go make a little atheist group chat and talk about this.
Maybe the Muslims
He
ain't.
was agnostic. That's even worse. You're laughing at people who claim God, and you don't claim anything. Like, you don't even know.
You don't even know. You don't even
know what to claim, and you're laughing at us. What the heck is wrong with people, man?
You don't even know. You don't even know.
Your claim is I don't know.
My claim is I don't know, but I know that you're wrong. I know that you're wrong.
You're definitely wrong, and I'm more right, but I don't know.
They're nice, I guess.
What's up? Why are you not Christian?
I went to a Catholic school. I guess it's a denomination of Christianity, right? But I found Islam, so I asked a lot of questions. I've talked to bishops. I've talked to Mormons. I've talked to Latter-day Saints. I've talked to Seventh-day Adventists. I've had thousands of conversations with Jehovah's Witnesses, even waiting for my now fiance to get ready. They'd come to my car and spend more than hundreds of conversations. A lot of them great, amicable, cordial, productive. They invite me to have great meetings with their priests and, all whatever their clergy is, however it's, the naming convention.
Hey, real quick, sorry to cut you off. Sorry to cut you off, but can you fast forward to why you're not a Christian?
It just doesn't make sense. I mean, to not beat around the bush, there are things that I've read where it contradicts itself in the book, where praying to yourself, so essentially it's called trimutism, or in other words, in Christianity, it's called subsistence. So you know what substance is, right? Where you're made of something. And the justification of being 3 in 1, which is the Trinity, that is a modal fallacy, M-O-D-A-L, and it's implied to be a fallacy because how can you have 3 things in one but have a demarcation point where you're communicating to yourself? So it's like there has to be a hierarchy if you're going to communicate or pray to yourself, because to pray to yourself would mean that there's something above you. Now, to dismiss that altogether and justify that by subsistence, S-U-B-S-I-S-T-E-N-C-E, like not substance, but subsistence, that's the justification for this Trinity kind of structure that's in Christianity. Now, there's different people even within Christianity that will differ on whether
So I'm real quick. I'm
Sure.
gonna just stop. Like I'm more interested in having a dialogue. I was letting you kind of let it out, but it seems like
no problem. I appreciate it.
like you're a little bit more, no offense, long-winded. And do you, like
red herrings.
yeah, and I don't mean any offense. It's just that look,
it's
we
okay.
have an
Again, it's red
audience.
herrings.
We have an audience, so we got to be short and precise so we can have a dialogue and like respond. You know what I'm saying?
It's on you, brother. I finished my point. You're up.
Okay. So yeah, what you're saying is that that God, the Son, is praying to himself essentially. That wouldn't be the case if they're distinct persons, no matter how you frame it. If they're not the same person, then he wouldn't be praying to himself. So you can respond to that.
So, yeah. So I guess can you explain that a little bit better?
Yeah. So you said that there's a problem because essentially he will be praying to himself. You're conflating nature and person. Nature and person are not the same thing.
And
Personhood.
can you elaborate within, I guess, like contextualize nature and person into a different context? I guess maybe give me and the viewers here some other
Nature
takeaway that's
nature is what
tangible
you
in
are.
that.
Nature is what you are, and person is who you are. So you would agree that anything that exists is a being and has a nature, right? Would you agree?
Okay, so I guess
Would you agree with
would
that?
something be cognizant of itself?
Hold on, we'll get there. Would you
Sure.
agree, like for example, the table that this laptop that I'm on sits on has a nature? Would you agree?
The nature, yes. Does it encompass what's outside of it?
Okay. So you agree it does have a nature, right? Right?
So within the book, he's talking.
So you're not going to engage.
What is he talking about?
So you're not
In
going
the
to
book, he's
engage with.
talking
You're not
to
going
his
to. You
father.
asked for
He's
me to give
talking
you.
to his father.
You asked me to forgive you something like very clear, so you can
Okay,
grasp. You're not going to
I'm
engage.
giving you the juice.
It's
of
not.
logic.
It's not a trick
Sure,
question,
I'm
bro.
engaging.
It's not a trick question. It's not a trick question.
So what is the nature
The
of the person?
table. The table.
Sure.
Does it have a nature? Yes or no, bro?
Yes, there's the scriptures to the table.
Thank you.
Yes.
So
It has
is the
nature.
table a
But
person?
nature, can you describe
Is
what
the
nature
table
entails?
is
Our
bro? You're
nature
gonna get
is
dropped in
nature
2
attribute.
seconds. If you're not gonna engage, if you're not gonna engage in the conversation, you're just
I'm
gonna get dropped.
engaging. I'm answering your question.
Okay, no, you're not. Listen to the next question. Is the table a
Sure.
person?
Obviously not. No.
Thank you. So personhood and nature are distinct categories.
That is correct.
Okay, so when we say that they're the same God, that's in reference to the nature, but they're not the same person. That's in reference to the person.
Okay, so that's
The
a
hypostasis.
false equivalency, and I can explain why. You're equating a person with a non-existent, non-sentient being. You're trying to state that something that has attributes, an entity, an object, which has its descriptors, whether it's width, length, or height, whichever matrices or vectors that you want to use to describe something, obviously it's going to be distinct from something else. Now, again, it's a false equivalency because you're trying to state something that's existing within itself and trying to make the argument that this is something that's distinct from its entity or its
No.
personhood.
No,
or
it wouldn't.
what
No, it
its
wouldn't.
nature.
No, it wouldn't.
The
Because
nature
I
of it.
wouldn't say. I wouldn't say, for
Okay,
example.
I'll let you finish and maybe justify it in better words.
Yeah.
I'm
So
listening.
no, you're actually incorrect on that because I think
Sure.
what you're doing is you think.
Sure. Okay.
Are you
Explain
okay?
now.
Are you okay, bro? You good?
I'm fine, brother. I just.
All right, here
these
I'm gonna
arguments just seem like
mute you real
trial
quick. I'm gonna mute you since you don't know how to be quiet when I'm responding. Yeah. So what you're doing is you're confusing what distinction means. Distinction doesn't mean there's a separation. So I would agree that the person and the nature, like you are a person, and your personhood is not separated from your nature. I would agree with that. That doesn't mean that your personhood and your nature are not distinct or contrasting each other, right? They're still different categories, even though they're inseparable. So you can go ahead and respond to that. That still doesn't mean that they're not distinct.
No, I get what you're saying. I mean, they're separated because of the descriptors. Now, again, you're
No,
trying
they're not.
to state the essence.
What's your argument for that? Argue that they have to
Okay,
be
sure.
separated if they're distinct. Go ahead.
100%, yes. So, and I appreciate again, elaborating to maybe put into different
Bro,
words.
just save the comment. Bro, get to the argument. What's your argument that
It's
they
the
have to
argument,
be
and
separated?
it's
Go ahead.
Something that's within itself that can be cognizant of itself and communicate with itself. A table cannot communicate with you and provide you answers. You do not provide ramifications or justifications to a table. A table just exists. It just is. Now, some people can personify different attributes or essences of this table, like it stands like a person stands, or it's stern like a strong person. You can personify.
What was my question,
attributes.
bro? You're not answering my question.
Your
What was my question?
It's just a broken.
Can you repeat my
It doesn't make any
question?
sense.
Can you
I'm
repeat my
sorry,
question?
It has no logic.
Can you repeat my question?
Your question. Okay, so you're trying to make the argument, which.
Can you repeat
essentially,
my
it's a modal
question? I
fallacy.
asked you a question
I'm
to
trying tell
clarify.
you, it's a modal
I
fallacy. I
was
know the
asking
argument.
you a question to clarify and bring an
I
argument
know,
for.
yes,
What was it?
it's
What was I
very
asking for? You're not even you're not even listening, bro. You're not even in the conversation, bro. You're not even actually like engaging with the conversation. You're not actually processing what I'm saying. You made a claim that if they're distinct, they have to be separated. I'm asking you for the argument for that. What is the argument that if they're distinct, they have to be separate? Bring that argument, please.
Okay, if they're distinct, they have to be separate components of each other. Because if you're going to, if only if the context implies, as we've deduced, if, you know what inductive and deductive reasoning is, where you deduce something based off of what is already provided. So if there's already the descriptors that gives you the context that it's raining or that it's humid, then you can already make out that it's going to rain. So what that means is, if I give you passages in the Bible like Luke 13:33 or John 4:19, where there's clear connotations and takeaways that somebody is communicating to somebody else, and unless you have a crystal ball and can predict every word that's going to be spoken to you back, and if you can't, then it's not the same. Now, I understand your argument, and the reason that I'm trying to land the plane and to cohesively tie the threads together, to me, of what, because I've had this conversation and it's the exact same kind of structure. It wasn't.
You still didn't address my. You just still didn't bring the argument.
I've had your analogy provided to me more than 50 times. So
I don't care how many times, brother. First of all, listen. Let me just clarify something to you, okay? You said you talked to Latter-day Saints and Mormons. By the way, they're the same thing, okay? Then you said you talked to Jehovah's Witnesses. All of those are heretics, bro. They're not even Christians. These are the conversations that you're having with. So this whole thing that you did in the intro to try to increase your credibility of having thousands of conversations, yeah, you had thousands of conversations with the wrong people that don't even believe in the Trinity. Yet you want to go ahead and make a claim of the Trinity. Like how dumb is that, bro? That's number one. You don't even know who you're talking to. Second, you still have not addressed why a distinction means that there's a separation. You still haven't brought that. That's what I'm asking for, because I agree that the Father and the Son in personhood are not the same, but they are the same. They do share the same nature. Two distinct categories, not separated from each other, distinct. You're saying if they're distinct, they have to be separate. Bring the argument for that, please.
When they discussed with each other, Luke 13:33, or was it John 4:19? How does something that's separated in nature and essence, however,
they're not separated in nature and essence.
Okay, it's okay. So the personhood is separated, but not the essence.
The personhood is not separated either. They're distinct.
So they're distinct. Okay, but they're not separate. They're distinct. So can you elaborate on what not separated and distinct means? What is distinct something? What does?
Dude, what the hell are you talking about? Can I elaborate it on what not separated and distinct means? What the hell?
What does that mean to you?
Repeat.
Let's say this student in my classroom was distinct from the other students in his ability to provide answers.
How about this? Here, I'll give you a better one. 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 Okay. Let's if you get a lighter and you light up a flame, okay? That flame has heat to it, right? Yes?
A lighter inherently itself can
the flame.
Sure, yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sure.
So the flame has heat. Does the flame have light?
The lighter has heat, yes.
Okay. Let's just talk about forget the lighter, bro. You just see a flame.
Sure.
In the flame, is there heat?
Within the flame, yes, it can radiate.
In the flame is there light?
In the flame there is light, yes.
Are the light and the heat distinct?
Light and heat are distinct, yes.
Are they separated in the flame?
They're not separated, however.
Thank you very much. That is proof that there can be a distinction without separation.
Does the lighter communicate with the flame?
Bro, did you listen? Did you listen? You understand that you were asking, all you were asking, we weren't talking about communicating. You were asking, how can something be distinct and not separate? You just admitted on something that is real that we can evaluate for ourselves of something that is distinct from each other and not separated, right? Did we not just demonstrate that? Yes or no?
I'm discussing specifically.
Did we not demonstrate that just now? Did we not demonstrate that? Did we not demonstrate that? It's just a simple yes or no. You can elaborate. Did we not demonstrate with the flame? Did we not demonstrate with the flame that there's a
Okay.
distinction
All right,
without
sorry, it's not
separation.
random playing. I
Yes
appreciate
or
you
no?
here.
Yes
I
or
just
yeah.
thought
Hey, hey,
I
hey,
had
hey,
these
hey.
analogies.
Bye. See you later, clown. Get the hell out of here.